Welcome to TriStories, swim, bike, run, share, where we share the amazing stories of athletes just like you who love triathlon. It's raw and it's real. We want everyone to see why triathlon is the best sport in the world and the most amazing community and support. Reach out to us in the comments or via email in the details below if you have a story to share. Now let's enjoy this amazing triathlon story. Today we are here with Brody Searle, YouTube legend. Well, compared to me anyway, but that's not really saying much. So tell us about who is Brody Searle.
My name's Brody Searle. People probably know me on YouTube for doing the Ironman from 0 to Ironman in 7 months, raising money for osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer awareness, typically in adolescents. So yeah, got to do that for 7 months. I think we raised over $4,000 doing that for 7 months. So that was amazing, and the Ironman itself was definitely a challenging day. But yeah, it's then backed off that and just decided to do another one and try and really push the next one. And obviously had a bit of a lot more ups and downs on this one, but we still made it here, still made it to the start line, which is an achievement in itself. So
is the Ironman was the first triathlon that you had done? Yeah. So you just went from literally from I'm never done a triathlon to let's do the hardest kind that we can.
Yeah. So never swam in my life, never cycled, unless you count like.
Gee, I wouldn't have thought that you hadn't swam before watching your videos. I didn't realise that.
Nah, never swam at all. So it's definitely a crazy one. Like I love swimming the most out of all three. I think because it's less. Yeah. Never really been into swimming until maybe 2 months ago, where I just strained my intercostal, but never really got into swimming. I think that's why I liked it the most, and it was the least scary. Yeah. Very daunting when you first get in the pool.
I was going to say, a lot of people actually find it the most scary part of triathlon.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like riding the waves.
Well, I'm the same. Yeah. I the first triathlon I ever did at Mooloolaba, there was a girl next to me and she was absolutely packing herself because of the swim in the ocean. And I'm like, oh no, that's the fun part. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know it's going to get done. Like, there's nothing you have to worry about but swimming.
Yes.
Whereas on the bike, there's so much things that can go wrong.
Well, that's right. There's a lot less in your control at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas the swim, a lot of things are in your control on the swim.
Yeah.
And I just like swimming the most because you get to chill out a little bit when you stop at the pool.
And it's kind of more, I find it a bit more relaxing. Yeah. Even when you're swimming harder, you're working nowhere near as hard as you are on the 100%. Bike or running. My body's this is not a problem,
Yeah, you can swim 20k weeks and just be like, I've got a little bit of a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
Not I've got double Achilles tendinopathy. So it's...
My neck's the only problem in the pool, but
I get chafing as well.
No, I have a strain in the up here somewhere, and I do a lot of swimming with an overhead snorkel just to
I did that a lot in my first prep as well.
Yeah,
I haven't used a snorkel since though.
No, well, I'd rather not, but just one of those things. So why triathlon? How did you get from that from nothing to that?
I don't know. I think I just seen it. I seen Average Rob's video just before I was.
That was one of the ones I watched.
I seen it just before I was about to do it, and I was like, "Oh man, that looks so fun!" I was like, I want to do that. And then I always said at work when I was working as an osteo that I wanted to do the Melbourne 70.3, and I just never had the time to train for it. Yeah. Because I was just working I think I was doing
regular
20,
job makes it harder.
A 20-odd hour week for osteo, and then 20-hour odd for video. So just never could train, and then I just obviously over time just reduced osteo, and then started training more. Yeah. And now I don't do osteo, but that's it's just life, and I feel like just going straight to the Ironman. I don't know. I just didn't want to do a small one.
You should go and you should do something like Mooloolaba, because it is a fun event.
I was contemplating doing Husky. Yeah. With a mate.
It's just I think for me the first time I did Mooloolaba went early in my training, so I was still way heavier and still nowhere near as fit as I should have been. Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to going back next year, because it will be literally a soft training day. But you do get to enjoy it more because you know it's not
it's not going to be
It's
like
not
a
going
10
to
hour
kill
plus
you.
day.
Yes, that's right. So,
Yeah, 100%.
so I would recommend that you try something a little tamer, just, but just for fun, or the team one as well. You can always do the team
I was
ones.
going to do the team one, and then I was like, but I want to do the bike and I want to do the swim. I just
Yeah,
don't want
you're
to do the run.
just greedy. I want it all.
So I was like, I really want to do the bike. But like I think I'll do a couple sprint triathlons now that I've got all the equipment. It's like rude not to go have a fun couple 2 times.
Well, that's what I tell my wife. Now I've bought it all. I can't not use it.
That's exactly the way it is.
Crazy.
I'm like, I've got everything. I may as well just throw a kid on for the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so did you do other sport before?
Yeah, played AFL, Aussie Rules football, until I was about 19. Then just injuries made me quit. Just a few injuries and concussions. And just took 19 to 24 till I decided to train for the Ironman, just weightlifting. So no cardio at all since I was like 19, just never interested.
You adapted fast then, because I remember watching your like week 14 video and you were doing a 14K run and like 14 weeks in for me.
Yeah.
And I was doing like 5K runs. So I remember thinking to myself,
I think I did a 14K in like week 6.
Yeah, was really early, and I'm thinking, you're going to smash this.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to be a problem for you. So did it feel like, obviously the first time you do it, you don't know what you're in for at the end, but how did you feel when you were training early in the piece?
Early in the piece, I was doing like obviously high volume running, which I got injured with, but that's because I hadn't run before. Like I was just going out and doing like a 10K on the weekend and then a 14K like 4 weeks later. I wasn't doing too much on the bike. Like if you go look back, probably at the start, I think it was like the start of my like journey, I was doing like the same type of swimming as I was doing cycling.
Yeah.
Probably not advisable, but that's just, I just had no idea what I was doing until I got a coach. I think I got my coach at like December, and then you just see like a massive spike in my thing. I was just like, oh yeah, go do cycling.
Coaching's interesting because I thought originally that I'd be able to do it without a coach.
Multiple times. I said on YouTube multiple times.
And then when I started working with Fergus, I'm like, oh, thank God, because I never would have got this right. I would have absolutely smashed myself.
I was the same, yeah.
Yeah, it would not have been pretty. Actually, probably would have made great YouTube content, but it would have been like absolutely diabolical.
Great YouTube content.
Yeah, well,
not a good day out, but.
It's but I was so glad that I did get coaching because all the stuff, like I felt so prepared. I know you had injuries leading up to yours, but I felt really prepared by the time I got to the Ironman. I knew that stuff could still go wrong and whatever, but I was as good as I was going to get in the time that Fergus had to work with me, so that was good.
Yeah, and I've seen your videos. I've seen like your Ironman and stuff, and I was like, man, this is more of an emotional video than mine. I was like,
it was because really for me, really well. I mean, obviously you're already young and fit, and this is not a life-changing. I mean, triathlon is kind of life-changing in some ways, but it's not. You don't ever want to get to where I was and then have to come back. Trust me, that's not something you want to entertain. But yeah, it was for me. It was like my kids are about to leave home, and I was needed to get my life back. Put all this time into running a business and all of that, and just everything else just got away from me. And but the triathlon, I mean, especially Ironman, I think that whole do hard things in your life is the key part.
100%.
Yeah, I wish I'd have started it a lot, like at your age.
Yeah, I met like...
Didn't even realise it was a thing at your age, so,
Like, I met someone today that came up to me that watched YouTube, and he's 16, and he was just like a national runner, going off to all schools next week or the week after. And he's just like, man, I was like, I wish my mindset was like you, like when I met, I seen him.
And like I was an athlete in high school. I was like 5th fastest in the state in over 100 meters, and I had so much potential, and I was such a waste of potential. But hey, that's we didn't have YouTube and stuff. I didn't know that there was these other things out there in the world. So it's all good.
It's just crazy though. Like the kids growing up nowadays just have a lot of the athletes have so much more motivation and dedication and drive than what I had as a kid. And
it's easier to find something to help you with that, I think, 100%,
now. Yeah, I reckon as well. I just never really thought about it. I was like, man, like I seen the kid today and I was like, I wish I like had the dedication like you when I was 16.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
mindset.
I wonder where that life would have led to sometimes, but
Yeah.
my laziness helped me a lot as I got older. Because the one trick to business is you want to be as lazy as you can be, because it makes you it makes you build a better system.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
I'm not good at business.
So I can help you. That's the easy part. That's the easy part for me. So obviously your first triathlon, the Ironman, wasn't great. But what was your best memory from that whole experience?
Probably the best memory was just like after I'd say it was maybe like 10K into the run where I knew like, oh yeah, like I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And I was just having like a really bad day. Like I was struggling. The video might not look like it, but like I was struggling. And then when like Lockie Earnshaw ran past me and just, like I said, like embrace it and just, I remember what he said at the start of the day. It's just like, just have fun with it. He told me to drop my time goal as well. When I told him my time goal, he's like, just get rid of the time goal and have a fun day, mate. Yeah. And I suppose like maybe 10K in, or when it started to get dark and just starting to get into the crowd and high-fiving the crowd, kids would run with you, kids would like high-five you.
It's an atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd take kids for like a 50-meter run and the parents would say thank you. Like that was way better than me just sooking about my time.
Yeah.
So I was really grateful for that in the last like 20Ks because I had a ball, I was running around the corner, always running with the same kid every corner for like 3 laps, and I was like, this is good.
I was just so excited when it's similar. I was so excited when I realised I was actually going to be able to finish it.
Yeah.
Didn't go anywhere near how I planned, but just that knowledge that that it would get done.
I think when you get 10K into a run, you sort of know, like I felt like I knew I was going to finish, even though I was feeling like dreadful. Yeah. But I knew I was going to finish.
But even that, I always think like that whole do hard things, like that knowledge that you have now that even though you feel crap, even though you're struggling, you know that you've got, it's like David Goggins says, if you think you've got your maximum, you're only at 40%. You just you can go way past that. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that I've certainly taken out of doing all of this training and working towards Ironman is that there's so much more in us than we ever realise, and this helps you to tap into a little bit of that.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I want to do another one, but I want to like red light it. I want to get like so close to like what I can
find out where
achieve.
the edge is.
So that was like the whole point in Boston. Yeah, apart from the wins we're going to get tomorrow, but like it's still just give it your all, and as long as like nothing stops you like cramps and all that like it did last time, like if I'm feeling good and you can just give it everything you can, like you feel at the end of the day you gave it, like I think it's a different feeling. Finishing it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a different feeling when like you gave like
you didn't leave anything out there.
Yeah. And you're not just thinking like, oh, what if I did this differently, or what if I did.
Well, I feel the same about the 70, like that, because, and maybe it's because it's not as intimidating as a full, and I feel like
I'm more scared of a 70.
I can really push myself, and if I blow up a little bit, like 15 Ks into the run, it's not the end of the world, you know.
Yeah.
But if you blow up 15 Ks into the marathon, that's a whole other problem that you're facing at that point. So
so that's what I'm looking forward to, because I'm like, if I accidentally blow up like 10 Ks into the run, it's like, what am I going to, like, at least I know I gave it everything, but it's just, how am I going to get out of this situation now?
If you got, with your hydration and your fuel right, it'll be much harder to cause yourself any problems.
Hopefully.
Fuel's the key. Like you had problems with hydration, but fuel's the key. That's why it's so good to practice it and get it right, because.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, without precision, like shout out precision.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah, I got a whole cupboard full of it at home.
Without them this prep though, I would have genuinely probably been in like a relatively same boat, because like they helped me with gels the entire prep this time. Yeah. So I was averaging, like, on every single ride I pretty much did, I was averaging like 100 grams on the bike. Like, I went from 70 to 80 to 90.
Have you tried the flow gel in the bottle?
Yeah, I'm using that tomorrow.
That's what I'm using too. I love it. It's so much easier.
It's amazing. Like, but the thing is, I go through it too quickly every time I ride. So I just have a sip, and all of a sudden it's like you've drank 100 grams of carbs. Yeah. That's my only problem with the flow gel. I just drink because you take like one big sip and you genuinely.
Have you tried their little things with have this every 20, like the little chart that you can stick onto your bike, or?
Yeah, no, I was actually meant to get some of that, but I never did it because they ran out. But I know like exactly my plan. It's just following it and not getting sucked into pumping too hard at watts when I go out.
Yep.
So.
Well, you can. You just got to pull it back before it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, of course.
I just get carried away, I think, with any competition that I do. Like even when I was younger, when I was playing footy and AFL and everything, like most of my years I was captain, so you'd always give it everything you could, and like because you're trying to set an example, and it's just like you take on the pressure, you take on the challenge, and then you get here, it's it's a completely individual sport on the day, but like prior to the day, it's massive team sport to get you to where you are.
Yes.
But on the day, like everything you do, like you can make one mistake and it just changes everything.
Yeah.
And it's like not listening to like your team or not listening to the people that have told you what to do. And it can just change like your entire day based on your decision, which is like so different to team sport.
Yeah. And have you found like, that's one thing that I'm much better at now, especially since I'm older, is taking advice, because when I was your age, I was not good at taking advice.
Yeah.
But now I just, whatever Fergus says, whatever Tom says in terms of nutrition, you know, whatever, when Precision did my test on my sweat, and like I just took all that as gospel, and like that's what I do. I don't question. I don't think that I know more. Or have you had any trouble with that, or is that
most people that know me know that I like question everything. I question a lot of things because I think it's not from a confidence point of view. It's more just like are you sure this is like gonna work? Like just double security. And then I suppose like I've met so many amazing people, and so many people have messaged me like I don't know, I'm probably the most luckiest person on YouTube to get triathlon advice and nutrition advice, to be honest, compared to anyone that I know. Even pros, like some of my mates don't even get as much help as me. So I think you
put yourself out there.
Yeah, but I think it's also like you put yourself out there, you get a lot of advice. So you got to take some, like you do.
I get some very detailed advice, but
but I think it's good because you can just like, you can try it. I think I tried every single piece of advice someone gave me.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I never like said no to it. I just tried it, and if I didn't like it, I just didn't do it again. Yeah. So I think that's I think it's a lot better having more advice, like, and just going, all right, that didn't work. Yep. Rather than just being like, look, like that's a load of shit. Like, I think it's just better trying it, being like, all right, did it work? Didn't it work? Okay, it worked well for me. Then go for it, do it again. That's what I found worked best for me. Like, I really struggled with carbs originally. Like on the run, I still struggle with it. Yeah. I can only stomach 70 max. Like, I'm going for 70 tomorrow, but on the bike, like I could only go 60 originally. Even when I was doing my last prep, I could only do 60, and I'd have to go to the toilet after that. You'll probably find when you do the marathon training that it'll be easier. Hopefully. Because you won't have had the 6 hours or 5 hours of bike carbs beforehand. Well, it's a lot of training to get your body used to doing just sugar for that long. Yeah, it's not natural. I love it. So I love the gel. I don't know, people say I'm weird, but I absolutely love having gels. I love precision stuff. Like the flow gel just is, like, I tried Morton's and all the others, and they were just like, well, I like after 2, I'm like, I feel average. Well, mine's not even that with like Morton. I just like can't stomach it. Yeah, it doesn't sit with me. I just don't feel good after it. Whereas the flow gel, I can just drink that till the cows come home, and it's I'm the same. That's why I struggle. Problem. That's why I drink way too much in my training. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I have my every 20 minutes. I have a mouthful of that, one of my tablets, and a couple of mouthfuls of water. That's my whole routine. I just smack something and go for 30 minutes. No, I try to. Otherwise, I forget. And then I've got to have 2 lots, and then I really need a buzzer every 20 minutes. I have thought about putting that on my Garmin watch, because you can set it up to do that, just to remind you. Yeah. But I just get way too carried away. I'm not that professional. Yeah, I get way too carried away when I'm riding. Like, before I know it, it'll be an hour and I haven't drank. Oh yeah, that's because I feel like obviously my sweat rate's pretty low. Or it's normal at the moment, but it used to be pretty low. My sweat rate's gone up since we've been doing more heat acclimatization sessions. Yeah. But it used to be like way lower than what it was. But my problem was, like, I'd go out for a ride and I wouldn't need to drink for 2 hours. I just wouldn't feel thirsty at all, even if I was going really hard. So,
God, no.
whereas now I get thirsty in like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, but it still takes me a while.
Yeah.
So that's like the hardest thing for me is
That's amazing.
drinking.
I could not even.
I think we rode out in Busso yesterday, and we rode for like an hour in the 26 degrees, and I just didn't have to drink. I was like, but it's like a problem because I feel like you fall yourself into dehydration quickly.
Yeah. If you ever do, like if you came to Townsville and did something,
Like that,
or went to Cairns and did Cairns, you would know that you would have to be very careful to make sure that you.
Yeah.
Because the humidity just sucks it out of you faster than people
realize. I feel like here, like the dry heat, and it's been in the past couple of days.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So what do your family think of the whole
my old
triathlon?
My old fella's not too happy, but no, he's all right. My old fella just complains when I wake up earlier than him on a Saturday to go ride a bike. Because he's up all week and then he wants to sleep in on a Saturday, and he's like, that's probably the only one because I live with my old man. But otherwise, Mum comes and supports me. So Mum's here on this one. The old fella's working. They're split, so different parts living in. But yeah, I don't live with my mum. But yeah, she comes and does the events and stuff.
Yep. On-site support.
On-site support, yeah. On-site support. Tries
You
to help
need
me
it.
out.
I don't know. I can't. Like this has been hard for me coming this time just with my son.
Yeah.
Like without everybody.
Yeah. Well, last time at Port Mac, I didn't like stay with Mum or anything. Like I'd stay with Sean and we just filmed it and had a fun time filming and vlogging. So we were just having fun. But obviously this time, got Mum, brought Mum up, brought Sean's
It'll be
wife.
more emotional for you. I guarantee
hopefully.
it.
I'm hoping for it.
It will. I don't know what it is. There's something about the whole experience when you've got your family there.
Yeah, I was hoping to get my brother up as well, but he's away. So he's a very good athlete, but he's been injured the last couple of years as well.
So what did they think when you said you were going to do it in the first place?
My brother just laughed. He was like, yeah, you'll do it. Like, he wasn't even fazed. And then Mum was just like, you'll do it, but you don't know how to swim. Like, she was like, you'll be able to run and ride a bike, but like, she was like, oh, obviously you do swimming lessons as a kid, but you don't like swim.
You weren't going to drown.
Yeah,
but
that's basically it. You do
but
the necessity.
It is 4Ks, yeah.
Yeah, you do the necessity. And Mum was just like, oh, I don't know. Like, I think that's the thing everyone that I spoke to, even like Anna Cohen, who was a professional swimmer that I was working with at the time, even she was like, I don't know if 7 months is enough to learn to swim 3.8.
I didn't realise that you were so, like, because you don't look like you didn't know how to swim.
Yeah, I know, that's what it looks like on YouTube, yeah.
It didn't come across that way.
Yeah, I know. I had a lot of comments about that and people being like, there's no way. And I'm just like, I don't know, but I don't know what to tell you.
It worked.
Just did it, yeah. I mean, like I swam with Spencer, like my good mate, the first couple of times. And I was swimming so slow, he was lapping me. And he's just like, I don't know if you're going to get there. But then I had a lot of sessions with Anna, a couple sessions a week, just a bunch of drills and everything, and then finally got the hang of it. And she'd always tell me off to breathe on one side. So then I basically like started off breathing both sides.
Okay.
So I never started with one side.
So you never got grooved into one side.
Yeah.
Which is good because
which is
that's
amazing.
one of my worst problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank her like a lot for it, but I still sleep. I breathe to one side now. Now that I'm really confident and I know I can go faster one side, I just stick to that side. Yeah. But yeah, Anna would always drill into me being like every three, or every 5, and I'd always be like, why every 3 or every 5? But it was just to change your head.
It is a good habit, but
I don't do it now.
Most pros don't swim that way, but they 100%. Can swim either side, so I guess doesn't.
I mean, I think it's going to come
never know what the condition. Yeah, well, it's not going to be smooth, I don't think.
Yeah, so I think it's going to come into I think it's going to help me out tomorrow, being able to breathe out to my left. If the chop's coming in from the right, I won't be able to breathe out to the right much.
I hadn't even thought that far ahead.
Yeah, I thought about like the whole race.
I've only got to swim 1.9 Ks. I can float that, so that's not a problem.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good race tomorrow.
I think, I'm interested to see how you go in the. So, any kind of what advice would you give to people who are like thinking about getting into triathlon?
I would probably say go to like someone you know that's in triathlon first. Like, I just completely winged it. But
it worked out for you.
Yeah, it worked out for me. I probably spent like way too much money though, like just going through the motions and getting bike fits on like bike that I probably wasn't going to use for the Ironman anyway.
Yeah.
Like I got that bike in the intention of doing an Ironman, and then I was like, oh, depends how fast I'm going to go. If the goal was just complete it, and then obviously my goal changed. Like I always wanted to just complete it,
Yeah.
and then it shifted towards once I got a coach and started doing some decent times. He was like, let's get you on a tri bike. Like let's see what we can actually pump this Ironman at.
It makes a big difference, the bike.
Oh,
though.
100%. I feel so much better in my hips on my, like I'm very low on my tri
Just so
bike.
much faster. I'm
Yeah.
5Ks an hour faster on my
I'm not right
Canyon
quick,
without doing anything else.
Yeah, right.
It was ridiculously different.
Yeah, I mean, I only really got comfortable on my TT bars though, like the last.
I can't stay down there for more than like 5 minutes at a time. Then I've got to come up and just move everything and then have
Yeah.
a break. So,
Yeah.
but it does take a long time to get your body to feel. I'm not very flexible through my shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that I need to work a lot more on.
Yeah.
So it's my son texting me,
No, you're all right.
telling me what he wants for dinner when I come back. So, yeah. So, have you ever had anything to do with tri clubs or anything like that? You've never
No,
gone down that path?
My coach was obviously had his own business,
Yeah.
but yeah, I never really got into any tri clubs or anything like that. For me, like, I don't know, sometimes I'm an outgoing person, sometimes I really just like rather just go train myself.
Yeah. Kind of the same, actually.
Yeah, so-
Sometimes I feel like being around people, but most of the time when I train, I just want to be like
Yeah.
solo.
I think it depends. Like I love training with people during the week and long rides. Like I don't know, it just could be a genuine mood. And some days I'd just be like, oh, you know, today I just want to train by myself. Or like if I do a long ride, long rides I just want to do by myself. So
Yeah.
I feel like I just didn't go down the tri club because I didn't want to have to like ride with people sometimes. I
It
don't
is,
know.
yeah. No, I understand. And never the tri club that in Townsville, what they were doing never matched up to what my training plan
That's the
was,
thing
and
as
it was
well,
like
yeah.
just hard. So, but I think
Yeah.
if you were starting out, it wouldn't be a bad place
100%. I think if
get
I
a
was
taste
starting
for
out, yeah, if I just wanted to get a taste and I just wanted to see what it was like, I'd go to a triathlon.
Yeah.
Or at least like I found people in triathlon are so welcoming. So welcoming.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
It is. It's a different world.
Yeah, like I met so many amazing people.
I was not prepared for how energetic and like exuberant everybody is in triathlon.
I was like, that's what I laugh about. Mitch will laugh about it because it's like I'm like semi outgoing, but like you get into triathlon.
You're like a
50
quiet,
times
shy person in the corner.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just like, oh, like back here, but like so many people are it's just so outgoing. I was like, how do you have energy for this after training?
Yeah,
it's amazing. I wish I was like that.
I'm going to do Cairns again next year, but one of my things is I want to go and do some volunteering at an Ironman just because
The volunteers are amazing.
They're also amazing.
Yeah.
It would be amazing to go and give that a try and see what it was like to be on the other side. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to have time for that, but it's on my list of things to do.
Yeah, volunteers are great.
Any life advice that you want to share?
I'm probably too young for life advice, mate.
No, you're never too young. Some of the best advice I've heard from people has come from young people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much life advice. I'm very bad with that. I'm very bad with motivation. Like, I just like put my head down and just do what I need to do to get it done. And that's just the way I've approached everything in life. Like, do what you need to do. Because, like, at the end of the day, most of the time, it's like your own undoing or your own fault for not doing something.
Yeah.
Most of the time, unless you're working, like, doing a job where, obviously, like, both of our jobs, we both obviously run our own show.
Yeah.
But, like, excluding, like, that sort of stuff, like, most of the time, it's, like, you just have to prioritize what you need to do to get it done. And, yeah, I find, like, probably just knowing that, like, the Ironman and everything, like, a lot of stuff you do is going to reflect on, like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, just, I feel like if you can just do the work, put your head down, get it done, that's just the way I've approached everything. Whether it's VCE exams or whether it's...
Hey,
just do the work.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, life's not complicated, really. We make it very complicated.
I know, yeah.
Well, we've all done that, don't worry.
Yeah.
So, and what are the future plans?
I'd love to do an Ironman every 3 months if I had the money for it. But yeah, I think I've got a 15K swim in February with Anton.
Is it open water?
Open water. Yeah, so 15K open water. Not sure if I'm going to do a wetsuit or not yet.
Oil you. Fat. Is it? What do they put on you? The
cow stuff or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
That would look really good on YouTube.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just not sure if I want to do. Yeah, it depends. Anton said it's going to be cold though. He recommends I do wetsuit, but then you have like assisted next to your name, so that's a bit of a catch-22.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But yeah, I'll probably do it wetsuit to be honest, because I'm very sook in the cold water. It's in Hobart, Tassie.
Yeah, I was going to say where is it, but then that'll be cold.
Yeah,
I think
it's the
that's
same
cold
as
all
Melbourne,
year.
so it's like 16 or 17 water.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, so we got 15K there, and then 2 weeks later, a week later, Anton's got his 60K. So I'm there filming Anton a 60K that he's hoping to smash out, which he will. He's probably the best swimmer I've ever seen in my life. And then I'll do a marathon, probably not long after that. But I want to train for that one. I'm not sure what time goals. My chorus reckons I can do a 3:06, but don't know if that's possible. I'd love to.
You have to aim for sub 3 then, don't you?
You'd have to, but I'm nowhere near a 4:15 every split for 3
I know.
hours.
The maths looks simple, but then you actually think how long you're doing that for, and it's
so
it's a bit scary.
3 hours 15, I think I'd be happy with, like doing something like that, which I think is like about like a 4:45 or something split. I think I'd be over the moon with like a 3:15, considering I didn't run like 15 months prior. And then I'd probably do another full later on in the year, but I'm just not sure where or when or what. Don't know. I'd love to do Busso again. Hopefully get better weather. Touch wood.
Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Today was supposed to be rainy and colder too, so
I know,
who knows?
yeah.
We might get lucky. It might just be cooler and be nice weather.
I'm hoping for that.
You never know.
Never know. But so I'll do that. I'll definitely do another full next year. I'll probably do a half though. Just don't know when. Like I said to you, like I want to make sure I'm relatively quick.
Yeah, you're ready to do.
I don't want to come in like I'm still pretty sore now. Like I don't really want to come in like very sore.
Ready to give it everything.
Yeah. And then I think like I'll definitely do some sprint triathlons for fun over summer.
Yeah.
Just for a laugh. Like
it's just like a training weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of the boys want to do it, so I'm like, why not? Like
it really does make you think about your transitions though. Because that 2 or 3 or 5 minutes in an Ironman, you think I'm just sitting down and putting my shoes on properly.
Yeah, well, if it's 500 meters, like swim, I was like, better off just going no wetsuit, because then like the time to take off a wetsuit.
You wouldn't wear a wetsuit in that distance, no.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
especially in the salt water, you get buoyancy from it anyway. So,
so
you don't need buoyancy like I do. I need all the assist I can get. So
I needed buoyancy until like. Oh man, I still reckon maybe like 3 months ago is when I finally just felt like I was floating on my back end.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably only like...
So you think the better your swim got, the more you...
You feel everything more.
Yeah.
Like I said to my mate, like you can actually feel the water. Like I used to... I feel like I get that sometimes, but it's just like little patches of my swimming. That's what I was like... Probably until I never felt like that even before my first Ironman. Probably like the last 2 to 3 months, I've been feeling like really good swimming. Like I put up like a 1:1500 and doing like fast times like that.
That's fast.
Yeah, which is like pretty crazy for someone that
30
didn't
seconds
swim.
Faster than my fastest 100. So
yeah, it's just like I've done some pretty fast times in the pool, which obviously pushing off walls and everything. But I feel like you can really start feeling the water. Like it sounds weird, but like you start gauging like where my hips are, like am I high enough in the water? Like you can actually feel it. Whereas I never felt that before. Like 2 to 3 months ago, I started feeling it. Before that, I never felt that before in my life.
Arms were moving, legs were moving, and you were
that
going.
That was it. Yeah, so I'm going sort of quick. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get some proper coaching. I think on my swimming if I can go further and further, because I think everyone says the easier you can come out of the water, Like, it's not going to make your overall time a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah.
But if you can come out of the water feeling pretty cool and calm and relaxed, and not have burnt yourself trying to swim faster, then the ride and the run will be, pays for itself down the track.
I still think I'm going to cramp up tomorrow. So I always cramp on the swim for some reason, just a little bit. But I feel like everyone cramps on the swim. I don't know.
I get cramps in you talking about in your calves, or
no, like my hammies and
okay. Yeah. I get in my calves occasionally, but that just means that I haven't hydrated well enough before. I haven't had enough salt.
Probably, yeah.
So, because that's one of my worst habits is not on the day I'm pumping it into me, doing all the right stuff, but the day before I'm shocking.
Yeah,
like
I was prior as well, but obviously now I'm just eating everything.
No, you're doing good. You're doing well.
Trying, but
I think that's it. Thank you very much. It's all good. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notifications to see more great stories like this one. And reach out to us in the comments or via email in the details below if you have a story you would like to share.